Hello, Cazgem here, and it is time for episode 4 of VanillaVille, the City Skylines series, where I take on City Skylines with no mods, no assets, no any of that. So let's just dive right back in and see where we're going. So last time we flew right past the busy town achievement, and now we're heading towards the big town achievement. Population of 5,500 is the goal. We're actually just south of that, and we've got some demands, so we're just gonna go for that. And part of what's really helping boost our population right now is everyone's excitement over our brilliant new public transportation system. I mean, look at it. Every stop has people at it. I mean, it's just great. There are people at every single stop. And in fact, some of the stops are overcrowded. So not only are we going to have to get more public transportation, potentially, but we might have to get a different system altogether, because it looks like these buses might not be enough to handle the capacity. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that as we expand. So we expanded out towards the bluff, and now I want to go ahead and start expanding a little bit more this way. I want to keep this area as more industrial, and I'm not 1,000% sure what I'm going to do right here. I kind of got some ideas. But for now, the expansion is upon us. So, what I'm thinking is I've got this little one-way system right here. And at the moment, it stops right here. What if it didn't? What if the one-way system continued along this way? That's one possibility. Another possibility would be to take, say, this road here and beef it up and turn it into a main thoroughfare for this whole area. That's another very distinct possibility. So many possibilities here. And I think that latter one is going to be what we roll with. So let's take a look and see what we can do. Because we do need to try and get over there. We need to get a larger road going that way. And a good area for that would actually be right here. We lose a little bit of development, potentially. But it would also, I kind of think, be the least affected area. Because we just have to get something in for the future. I'm trying to look. Oh, we have the high school on that road, so that will not do. We could always relocate the high school a little bit. It's expensive, but we could do it. What else is on this road? Nothing really. Nothing of note, at least. Alright, I think it's time. We just gotta do it. So let's just do the upgrade. Now, typically, I would say do this cautiously. But we're gonna kind of throw caution to the wind. We're gonna upgrade it all first and ask questions later. Our citizens will forgive us. Maybe. They might forgive us. They also might hold it against us, but we'll find out. Alright, and I've gone ahead and continued that onto there. I'm actually not satisfied with that, though. I'd rather just get rid of that altogether. And then this kind of becomes the main event for the area. Then we're going to grab this high school, and we're going to temporarily toss it over here, which does cost quite a bit of money. But now we're going to come on over here, plop this in, and then we're going to put the high school right back where we found it. Except it's going to be scooched back just a smidge. And I'm pretty sure nobody will know the difference. It'll be fine. Perfectly fine, I promise. So now we need to figure out how we're going to limit the access on this road. And immediately what I'm thinking, get rid of those two bits. And get rid of that bit. I'm fine with that bit going through. And we might get another connecty bit through there. In fact, I think that's going to become a necessity, so let's go ahead and do that. Because again, keep in mind, your large arterial roads, you want to make sure you have as few connections as possible. And I think we go ahead and place that there. That'll be probably okay. Maybe. I'm just trying to think if that'll be too terrible. And what if I did connect that? Let's leave it disconnected for now. We can always choose to connect it in a bit if it looks funny. For now, I think it will do us justice. And that part's already solved. In fact, just to make it match, we'll do that instead. There we go. Perfect and beautiful. Just the way I like it. So now we'll come on over here. And we'll just try and do a little bit of repair work for the housing we have dislocated. And that should all be fine. We may redevelop parts of this into commercial. But that is something we should think about actually right now. Let's go ahead and do it. And we'll just take the strip that's right next to it. Have it be 3 deep instead of 4. Because it's kind of boring just to use the same operating procedure for everything and make everything 4 deep. Having this be a tighter area might just make it a little bit more vibrant, really, in the end. Because you got, yeah, that works. So let's see if we can limit the street connections over here as well. And immediately I'm thinking, I can't quite ice that because we do have the bus stop, but we can limit its interactions. Let's go to the routing tool, go to junctions, and let's get rid of that traffic light. No more. And then we will make sure that these guys are stopping. I wish we had yield signs in vanilla, but you know what? That's fine. We can deal without it. Let me come over here. Actually, no. Let's redo that. I actually want to instead carry that forward. And then we'll come in with this residential patch. Do that. So I'd rather keep that. And what we can do instead is be a little bit more creative. And we can have this road maybe dip under. That could be a really cool thing. Just to kind of make it a little bit different. So we'll get rid of that. I'm going to delete some roads and such around it. And now we're going to try and get our terrain tools out. And we're going to try our best to lower this just a smidge. We're going to go ahead and pause so that we don't destroy too much here. What we're going to try and do is have a sunken avenue up until this point. And sunken avenue is a nice solution for these type of areas. We don't want to disrupt the flow too much. There we are. Now let's take this, and let's level you out. Let's go ahead and up the strength quite a bit. Make it a nice and strong statement. And delete any buildings that are alongside it. They will disrupt your build pattern. And it looks like we got something going right there. There we are. Now we can just pull that straight back. And look, that comes out to the proper height over there, so it kind of looks on purpose. Which I am totally okay with people thinking that I did something on purpose. Makes me look like I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. So now we pull that down. And how's that height difference? It's still not quite enough, because if I grab this, we have a hypothetical bridge of some sort. See, that's not going to bridge. It means it's not deep enough. So we need to go ahead and dig that out a little bit more. There we are. Now remember, terrain work is expensive, so don't do this unless you have money to play with like I do. Particularly if you're used to playing modded, then you come over here, because we have a lot of things that make terrain work a lot easier modded. There we go. And so now let's temporarily just throw a road down here. And then let's see if we can bridge across. If we can bridge across, problem solved, mission success, whatever have you. And it looks like we might almost be successful. We're getting pretty close. Let's see if we can turn some snappage off. And, ooh, look how close it is. It is devilishly close. Okay, so... Okay, that's not bad. I'll buy that. I will buy that. So now we'll come over here, do the same thing. And we'll go ahead and lower the gradation. And we'll go ahead and turn snapping back on, because that is probably just going to help us at this point. There we go. And then let's go ahead and raise you up. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Although not perfect and beautiful yet. Okay. Try pulling you across instead. Ooh, look how close it is. We are very close, folks. And you know what? I think that's just about right. Perfect and beautiful. Just the way I like it. So now, we need to go ahead and grab this connecting road. Pull this on up here. In fact, we need to delete those 2 bits. And then we're going to do a little bit more terrain work. We're going to grab this sloping tool. We're going to right-click up there, and then we're going to pull it down here to give it a nice smooth slope, maybe. Hang on, may have done that wrong. There we go. I clicked the wrong thing. You have to right-click the top, and then you have to start dragging from the bottom. It's weird. Alrighty. And now, we have a nice smooth slope that we can hopefully throw this avenue on. Perfect. Look at that slope. That is nice. That is what we want to see. And so now, let's go ahead and I guess we'll just pull the level out. We'll grab this. Keep pulling that across. There we are. And that should be good. That's a good length for it. There we are. Because again, this is pretty much just going to be a bypass road. That's pretty much how I'm treating this. There we go. Nice. So now it's got a nice even slope coming out, comes out to here, and then it can reconnect to the main infrastructure. Sweet. And now let's go ahead and unpause, and we're going to have to kind of see what damage we've done here. So I think what we'll do is reconnect those. I think that's perfectly fine if that reconnects right there. Because we just need this to connect, because that was part of a bus route, number 1. And number 2, it just helps with connecting the neighborhoods together. And plus it looks kind of cool to have that kind of thing set up. I love it. And the best part is we can come in here and we can help disguise it a little bit more. Let's get a little bit of tree work in. Just make it look a little bit more intentional. Make it look like we know what we're doing sometimes. And just put a few of these trees in. No big deal, no big deal. And we can get a couple of these bushes in. There we are. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then we'll grab a couple of smaller bushes. And we'll try and match it over here. There we go. Just keep a nice balance. There we go. And that kind of disguises the rough edging a little bit. And I do like it a lot. Very nice. Alright, so now we need to go ahead and get power reconnected. Because right now these guys don't have power, and that is bad for us. So let's reconnect you like this. Alrighty. And the poopy pipes should now be reconnected. Come on, folks. See that your poopy pipes are fixed. Go forth. I'm going to let this problem kind of solve itself. And we will be right back once it is solved. And the problem is resolved. So now what we need to do is get some more zonage over here. Because now our demand should start returning. And once it does, we need lots of nice places for these people to live. So our arterial road will go probably a little further down. Maybe right about here. And then we're going to go ahead and put it right about here. We need to start thinking about a highway exit potentially. But I'm not committed to the idea yet. So do not quote me on that. And we'll keep pulling that back. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and continue this grid system over to here. And we may continue this one-way system as well. In fact, I think we definitely are going to continue that one-way system. Because that one-way system is going to do good things for us. Plus it just adds a little bit of consistency to everything. There we are. And then let's grab this. And we'll go ahead and upgrade all of those. There we go. And now we're all covered. Perfect and beautiful, just the way I like it. So now all of the one-way systems are working. Well, the single one-way system is working. The entire length of it, too. It goes pretty much across the whole city. And then we've got our arterial roads. And then we've got some back roads over here, and then a bit higher density in the middle. See what I did there? High density. And we did lose some people from the poopy water problem, but that's probably fine. They'll come back. They always come back. They know I'm the best mayor. So now, let's see if we've got this connecting up. And we'll go ahead and connect you through. There we go. Perfect and beautiful. And then we'll pull this down, and then we'll just continue that grid system a little bit more. Alright. And you'll note I'm starting to elongate the grids a little bit more. And that's partly an aesthetic choice, partly a practical decision. Because if you have longer blocks like this, it helps with just traffic management and whatnot, because then you can put all of your more busy roads in the middle, and you have kind of a focus point to bring things in. That's number one. Number two, less intersections, less people near noisy intersections, happier citizens. And the third point, just, you know, it kind of elongates the city a little bit. Anyways, I'll be right back after this autosave monster finishes. And we're back from that autosave monster. I don't know why, but occasionally the autosaves just chug. And boy, is it annoying. So, we've gone ahead and subverted that. We've made sure that we're good to go. And we're just pressing forward now. Just getting some more zoning in, making sure everyone has a place to move in. Lots of great places to be. And then we will, of course, also start thinking about adding some industrial jobs. Because we do need more industrial jobs, and I kind of want to get started on a secondary industry area. But before we do that, we should make sure that our first industry area, the farming area, is just fine. So let's go ahead and figure out how Magnolia Fields are going. So how are you guys doing? You are filling up most of your worker slots. That's good. And you're producing a lot of resources. So we just need to provide more places for people to work. And this place will level up. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Let's slow down time a bit. And then the barracks works pretty well for adding workspaces. So let's see if we can add a couple of these. And I think to add these, I'll go ahead and add a little dirt road. We'll say this dirt road is right about here. Maybe? Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, maybe a little closer. Because I think they're too deep or something. We'll find out. Because I want these to feel like they're right against the back. Yes, it works. And I like putting a few of these back here, just because it feels a bit more real to me. I don't know why, it just does. And that adds a lot of workspaces, which also kind of just, you know, adds character to the area. And I always put it kind of on its own little side road because it doesn't attract much traffic, if at all. And look at that. Big town, we have arrived, we have campus areas, we can buy new land, and we of course have a whole slew of extra policies. But most importantly, high density zoning. Because now we've got to start making some big leaps to get towards things such as small city. So let's go ahead, and now that we've added a lot of industrial jobs, let's smooth on back, and we're going to start adding in some offices. And I'm starting to think that this could be our first core of the city over here. And it kind of makes sense since we're building over towards it. And I kind of want to build some offices over here. And we're going to make it nice and beautiful. Nice! Already leveled up. See, people are flocking there for work. So before we do too much over there, let's make sure that we have this area prepared for what I want, which is office zoning. And we're going to continue having these two one-way streets, purely for aesthetics at this point. And then what we can do is we can cap the loop right here. And actually, let's do a better cap than that. Let's grab our elbow curve, or just the curving tool, not the freeform, but the regular curve. You know what I mean. curve it like so. And like that. There we are. Now it's a nice smooth arc as the end cap for this. And this is what I'm thinking will be our first little office core. So let's go ahead and grab our office zoning. Because office zoning isn't technically all high density, or medium density even, but it tends to arrive the same time as medium density, at least according to the logic of the game. So now what we're going to do with these longer blocks is we are going to put in our first high density zoning. And we're going to do it street by street still. So let's zone up this street, and we'll wait for that to go. And then we'll zone up the next street, wait for it, etc., etc. And we're going to do the same with commercial zoning. We're going to put, not with the waiting street by street, but we're going to put high density right over here. Just do that right down there. And this is definitely going to require a highway exit of some sort. I don't know quite what that's going to entail over here, but we will likely be figuring that out soon because we are quickly approaching the time where we need to figure out how our highway system is going to start looking in this part of the city. And immediately I'm thinking we could go for an overpass system. However, this does come in from beneath. So you could try to do this as a sunken highway, but I'm doing a sunken highway in a different city right now, so just to be different, let's do overpass system. So let's see here. Let's see if we can draw this back, like so. There we are. And then let's pull this on up here. And let's see if we can pull you up to here. There we are. And then we're going to pull down. And I think we're also going to have a curve there. That would look nice. Nope, let's do a freeform curve instead. There we go. And then we're going to... we need to try and get these guys curved into there, and I think keeping it a more free-flowing road would make sense. So we're going to bring it into here. And then this last bit is going to be more of a corner. There we go. Alrighty. And now we've got a nice street that connects over the highway. But that's not all. We're also going to turn it into a highway exit by grabbing our highway pieces here. And we have a few different options here. But the basic one is going to be just go with a standard diamond type interchange. Not divergent diamond, any of that, just standard diamond. So let's go ahead and grab this. Yeah, I could go for something fancy like a roundabout, but not really feeling it. So let's go ahead and pull you over to here. And then we'll go ahead and have you curve around as you sink. And meet up right there. And then we're going to do something similar right here for the connection. There we are. And let's go ahead. Come on. Oop, nope, nope. That could work. There we go, that works. Alright, so now let's pull this around. And let's definitely sink you down. There we are. And, oh, you're not quite wanting to do the thing. That's fine, come on. You know you can do it. I have confidence in you. Don't make that confidence wasted. There we go. That's a bit of a long highway junction, but I kind of like it. We're going to keep it for now. It's so derpy, I love it. Alright, so let's see if we can pull this on up. Ooh, nope. There we go. And then we'll pull this on up. And then try and curve that in. Not quite like that. Let's pull it to here. And then let's grab an elbow curve, as I call it. And then... right there. There we are. That's not so bad. That's unique looking. I embraced the curve instead of being in fear of it. But you know, we'll see how that plays out for us. I'm hoping it plays out just fine. However, this part I'm a little worried about. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here, and we're going to use our first 6-lane road. And our first 6-lane road, 6-lane, not circ-lane. Our first 6-lane road is going to be dedicated to giving us dedicated turn lanes. Because dedicated turn lanes, particularly on what is hopefully going to be very busy interchange here, it'll definitely bring good times, because now people can cross, they can turn left, uninterrupted, and without just continually crossing each other as far as traffic goes. Alright, so let's see what other trouble we can get into now that we've got high density unlocked. And I think that trouble is going to be, first of all, if we come over here and make sure that we are, first of all, covered with water pipes, and second of all, we'll make sure that we are covered on actual water demand, or production rather. So let's go ahead and get another water tower. This water tower I'm thinking will be... Let's put this one over here, maybe. It's a little bit noisy, sure, but there are no other noise sources in the area. So I think it'll probably be okay. I say probably. Alright, so now let's go ahead and connect you up, like so. And then we'll go ahead and grab our little bushes and rocks and a couple of other things just to kind of make it look a bit more intentional, because there's no reason for it to just be a boring water tower. Let's take a couple trees in here, maybe. And then let's grab some rocks. There we are. Ooh, grab a big rock for this one, just to be fun and different. Grab a couple of the smaller rocks to pepper throughout. Again, I'm not entirely certain why I like doing this, but I enjoy it. There we go. Looks pretty good. And now, if we check that out, we're also lacking on sewage treatment. So let's go ahead and add one bit of sewage treatment. Right here. And then we'll go ahead and connect that up via piping, like so. Perfect and beautiful. Just the way I like it. Alright, so now we've got all that covered, and facility is full. Yikes. We need to take care of our garbage problems. See, we're at the point now where we're going to start running into a lot of different problems. And so right now, let's go ahead and pause. So, this is kind of a big decision point for the city. You can either A, make another landfill, which a landfill is a great band-aid solution. A different option is you can incinerate all of your garbage, which causes heavy pollution, but it also generates you a little bit of electricity. So that is kind of a benefit. And then the final solution that's possible is just a recycling center. A recycling center will recycle things. Now, it doesn't process a whole lot, 24,000 per week. However, that's potentially going to take care of us for a while. It is, however, very expensive to run. So what I'm going to do is we're going to place a couple of these right around here. And you will need a couple. There we go. And let's just let these start working. We'll see if these guys can handle the amount of garbage that our city is producing. And if they are, great. If not, then we'll investigate a different solution. Because, yikes! We're getting some mega pollution stuff happening over here. That is not good. Not good at all. So let's go ahead and zone some of these factories in. Like, yeah, it should be fine. And then we'll come over here, zone a few more factories. And now we've got more expansion space for our industrial development. And speaking of industrial developments, let's check on our favorite farming area. They need more jobs, is what they need. And we can give them more fields, bigger fields. We can also add a milking parlor, which allows us to send out animal products, which is a good thing. So let's go ahead and do that. And these, for some reason, are very toxic. I don't know why. My milk certainly doesn't taste toxic. Wow. I am a special kind of person today. So let's see how we're doing over here. And we don't quite have... Wait, is that enough? Yeah, look at that. We've got plenty of space now to expand to the next level even for our farms. So we're going to go ahead and let our city kind of run the background for a bit. And we will, of course, look towards zoning more of this, but that will be a later thing because it is time to end episode 4 of VanillaVille. That's right. It is the end of the 4th episode. I want to thank everyone who's been enjoying the series thus far, and if you are enjoying the series, be sure to let me know down in the comments down below. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see future content such as this, and be sure to go check me out on Twitch, where I stream 5 days a week City Skylines content. That's right, 5 days of City Skylines goodness. And that is always live streamed, never rebroadcast. And right now we are doing heavily modded Skylines. So if you like Skylines, you like modded Skylines, that is going to be the place for you. And I'll look forward to seeing you there. But for now, it's time for Cazgem to sign out. See ya!